What up, what up, what up? It's Ray V. Let's get it. Let's get right into it. Alright, Sadboy quote of the day today will be a continuation from yesterday's. So damn heavy are the pounds in my chest. My brain keeps replaying you without rest. So I guess I can decipher this one for y'all too. First line is basically saying my heart beats so hard, so rapidly that it physically feels heavy on my chest. It is as if my heart is trying to rip its way out of my body and make its way back to her. The second line is pretty straightforward. My brain, my subconscious just flashes visions, visages, memories, all of it without rest. Leading back to those lines from yesterday. What am I supposed to do at 2 in the morning when you get hit with all these? Hey man, just make some music. It was working for me, I think. Alright, let's get back into it. Let's get into our biggest fantasies. I was looking at the comment section yesterday. I got a comment, MVMT. He says, "If I listened to you, I think I'd have a better squad and 3 more first-round picks in the 2027 draft. Instead, I have Isaiah Pacheco, BTJ, Tajay Spears. I might start listening to you this year." This guy, I know who this guy is. Um, he asks for advice all the time, and he just never listens. And he just really loves the school Rutgers for some reason, and he just plays the game with too much emotion. And I don't know why he's always asking for advice and then never listening. And then and then I'm just in his ear at the end of the season saying, "I told you so, I told you so, I told you so." It's not a good look from that guy. But when I told him to sell Isaiah Pacheco easily, I think he was a first. BTJ first and more. Tajay Spears was a third or a second easily. Like right after the draft, he was a third or second. And he might have been like second round, maybe not first, but definitely like a second round pick. The time he came back, whichever time it was, when he had all the hype on him to be the guy. You just gotta, sometimes you just gotta sell. Take that price. Got a guy here, Ildefonso. He says, "Would you rather start Dynasty with Mbuka or Rome Odunze?" First of all, you gotta put some respect on his name. It's Emeka Egbuka. You feel me? But it's a tough one because Rome might currently still be higher ranked in the consensus rankings, but Mayfield and Egbuka will be healthy. As opposed to last year, they were both kind of hurt towards the middle of the season, and that's why the fall off was real with Egbuka. Mike Evans, he's gone, so that leaves a huge target void. Uh, sleeper advice right here. I would look into acquiring Jalen McMillan as well for the low or late in drafts. He heavily flashed in his rookie year and was plagued by a terrible neck injury. Yet he still came back last year, middle of the season, and took away those meaningful snaps away from Egbuka. We also got breaking news. Kirk to the Raiders, 5-year deal this morning. It's basically a 1 year. I think the Raiders got to pay him like 1.3 mil, like the veterans minimum, and Atlanta's taking the rest, 8 point whatever, 8.7, and then 2027 Raiders owe him 10 million if he's still on the roster, something like that. It's not a good look for Fernando Mendoza, at least to get out of the jump. His pro day was yesterday, and they signed Kirk today, one day, not even a full day after. So looks like he's likely sitting all year. I like Mendoza, but he got it between the ears. But they probably just want to make sure he transitions smoothly. I feel like a lot of rookie quarterbacks coming in, they should sit, but that's just not how the NFL works. They just too fast paced. Coaches are in and out, and that definitely doesn't help the rookies transition either. Sometimes they get a new OC every year. It's your third year. It's your third OC, and you take all the blame and all the brunt of it. And they should have transitioned them better. Sometimes sitting back and learning is good too. I mean, obviously you need the reps and everything, but you want to be able to last. Alright guys, not gonna lie, this is like my third time trying this. I don't know what's happening. But I'll try CapCut another day, or try recording on it another day. I'm still gonna chop it up in there and stuff, but I was trying to do like the screen recording and stuff, and it looked like it was working, and then it wasn't working, and da 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 da. But we're just gonna get on with it, and I'll just have to talk it through. Looked like it was gonna be nice too, but it's whatever. All right. Other breaking news is Puka, so I went on to KeepTradeCut to go look at what's up with that, and people are going to be panic selling because he went into rehab. My sources are saying that he was already in rehab earlier this offseason, and he hasn't gotten paid yet. Lives in LA, so my tea leaves are just saying that he's gonna have to lock in, and he's gonna have to get good for the season because he has to. He needs that money. So that's the gamble I'm taking, and I think he's gonna be fine. I'm a notorious Puka lover. In all my leagues, I have Puka pretty much. I either drafted him with the Mr. Irrelevant pick, 410, 412, whatever leagues it was, or in one case, I got him off waivers, but we do our rookie draft 1 week after the NFL draft, and then our first waivers of the years runs weekly after that. So that very first week, picked him up. My sources were telling me about that Breakfast Club thing. Shoot, I don't know if that happened yet, but that's when I really liked him, when that Breakfast Club news came out. Stafford, his wife, Cup, and Puka going to breakfast together. I was like, dang, dude, either this is gonna look really cool when I'm saying this out loud now, and we're gonna hindsight it, or Puka's gonna suck, and we're just never gonna bring this up again. But it was the former, so know me, love being right. All right, we're on KeepTradeCut. This one is Puka, Rashee Rice, and Jalen Warren for Nico Collins, Quinshon Judkins, Caleb Williams, and George Kittle. 1 QB, 12 teams, 6-point passing touchdowns. Puka and Rashee Rice, these guys are a troublesome duo, man. These guys just can't stay out of the news right now or for a while, and it's tough. But I think the upside of Puka and Rashee Rice are way higher than Nico Collins. I saw or heard that Nico Collins was like wide receiver 9 either throughout the whole season or like through points of the season and points per game, but his points per game were like 12, 13 points, and it's like, yeah, he's a wide receiver 1, but for 12 points a week, like it was just a bad wide receiver year, down wide receiver year in points. So, he was either having super ceiling games or super bad games, and I feel like that all is reliant on CJ Stroud. And like I was saying, if CJ Stroud's not locked in, doing too many podcasts, you know, it's not looking good for him. Not looking good for the Texans, but we'll see. So in that case, I'd rather have Puka and Rashee Rice and Jalen Warren. Love Kittle and all, but Achilles, coming off an Achilles, I think he's 32. That's rough. But if anyone could do it, Kittle can. That dude's a beast. We move on. Puka and the 2027 first and 103 for this year. That's perfect. That's a super buy low right there. That's what you want. You want people panic selling to you if you want Puka. 103 in a super flex league, 12 teams is going to be Carnell Tate or Fernando Mendoza. You draft Carnell Tate and you hope that he's going to be good as Puka, and you give up that 2027 first, but, it should be a top heavy class. So if you get a late pick in the 2027 first, you're thriving. You love it. 2 firsts for Puka. Don't know when I've ever seen that ever since his rookie year. He's already at that upper echelon, maybe one tier under the upper echelon. So that's a perfect buy low. That's what I wanted to see. That's why I was checking these out today. Puka. So yeah, I would easily take Puka easily, and then easily buy Puka for 2 firsts like that. Next one is going to be Puka, Alvin Kamara, 212, 207. 4 Drake London, 2028 second, 105 and 107. So let's just knock all those seconds out. Let's just say they all cancel out each other. We don't care about them. So Puka Kamara for London 105 107. Kamara is the ultimate mystery box, Family Guy episode. Uh, it could be a boat. You want the boat or do you want the mystery box? Hey, the mystery box could be a boat though, you know. Kamara is, he might just retire. He might retire, and you get zero out of him after that, obviously. Or he might stay, and him and ETN in the same backfield. That just seems like dump off, dump off, dump off. Obviously Kamara's not going to get all of them if ETN's also back there with them. But that's a lot of dump offs, and then if he gets traded or whatever, best believe the next team that has him, they traded for him for his pass catching asset. His usage, his skill set. So in this case, this seems like a normal trade for Puka. Drake London and 2 firsts, maybe Drake London and like a first is what I would say for Puka is a buy low. So 2 firsts, it seems about right. Drake London is like a whole tier, maybe 2 tiers below Puka, maybe just 1 tier. So, if you're trying to get out of Puka, if you are panic selling, this is the type of trade that you want to do. Drake London 2 first, essentially. 105, 107. I have a tentative rookie ranking list that I made. 105. This is a 1 QB, so I got to take out the QBs. So you're going to get around Jordan Tyson, maybe. No, that's like 104. So Denzel Boston, Kenyon Sadiq, that tight end if you need a tight end. Crazy athletic, crazy off the charts. Omar Cooper Jr. That's who you could land at 105, 107 area. So, and what was my last guy? Jadarian Price, running back. So that's the type of stuff you can get at you can expect at 105 to 107. And if you have the assets, if you have the depth, I should say, where those guys, those rookies that you get aren't even going to be starting anyway, and you need the up tier to Puka anyway. Puka's going to be outscoring Drake London. Hey, go for it. That's, Drake London 2 first. If that's what, how should I say this? If that's what, that which like puts you over the edge to being a championship looking team, hey, I'll go for it. Those 2 rookies, they're cool in name, cool in they were a first round pick, but are they producing? Are they gonna produce? All that stuff comes with the rookies. I believe first round picks are like 50% hit rate in dynasty leagues, logistically, statistically. So you get out on 2 firsts. Hey, maybe one of them's good, maybe the other one's not good. That's all. You're just playing the odds at that point. Those are mid-tier picks, so I would, if I'm buying Puka, Drake London in 2 firsts, that's not what I'm sending. If I'm trading for Puka right now, I'm trying to sell. I'm trying to get in their ear and tell them like, hey, dude, Puka, you know, this guy is not, he's not right now. What if he doesn't play anymore? What if he doesn't, what if he plays and then he stops playing? You try to get in their head a little bit, try to get them to scare sell, but not for that price. But you're selling Puka, you're scared of Puka right now. That's the perfect thing to get out of. Drake London 2 first, 105, 107. Another one, Puka, Sam Darnold, Alvin Kamara. Okay, for Caleb Williams, Adunze, Javonte. Williams, Javonte just signed that a long-term deal with Dallas. Should be pretty good. You guys know I don't love Adunze right now, but that's a stack right there. Caleb Williams, Adunze, Puka, Darnold, Kamara. We already went through Kamara. I think honestly, I take Puka there. Still take Puka. He just heavily outweighs them. If Alvin Kamara retires, then it's a Puka, Sam Darnold in hindsight for Caleb Williams, Adunze, Javonte. Might look a little better, but I think Puka just gives you more points. There's this trade here I wish I could show you guys. Absurd. JSN, Puka, Lamar Jackson. 2027 first, 2028 first, 107, 2027 second, 2027 second, 2028 seconds, and 207. So what is that? 5 first and 4 5 first and 4 seconds for JSN, Puka, and Lamar Jackson in a super flex league, 10 team, 6-point passing touchdown. I'm not even going to try to match up with whatever. I'm taking all this. I don't care about my picks. My bench could look horrible. I don't really care. Getting all these picks, all the hoarding the first round picks, second round picks, it looks cool like on paper. It looks cool when you're flexing on your friends. Look at me, I know all the young guys, but at the end of the day, you want to win. And if I could trade all my picks away and get these three guys, JSN, Puka, and Lamar Jackson, that's what you got to do. A lot of people, like when they want to rebuild and strip to the studs and stuff, they just get really locked in on just draft picks and how cool it looks to have all those first rounds on your team, at the very bottom of your team in sleeper. That's not what you should be doing. You should be also looking at the young assets who could be looking to turn up. You should be trading. If you send like a first and a second for like George Pickens, I'd rather have that than trying to take a 105 or something. Carnell Tate or whoever I said earlier. You got to be able to mix and match it if you really want to win. Your team will look really cool with all these first round, second round picks, and your age curve will look like you're like 22-year-olds. That's cool. Leonardo, freaking DiCaprio, that's cool, man. But that's not gonna win you chips, man. You got to be able to mix it up, and even like towards the halfway through the season or the playoff push point, like you can't be afraid to be sending thirds, fourths for Devonte Adams, who looked like it was his last year. Mike Evans, you can't be scared to take those old guys on. According to my cousin Joe, Montgomery, very old guy. Jordan Mason, old guy. Likes to say that he got out of those contracts last year when he just made a crappy trade and doesn't look good for him now, but he's just deflecting out of it. But easily would take those picks. Sorry, would take those guys over those picks. Let's see this one. Puka for a. These are all to trades from today, by the way. So it's clearly after the news. I forget that you guys can't see my screen anymore. So Puka 2027 second, 209, 103, White and Pacheco. Rashid White, that is. That's a buy low in my opinion. 103 is really the only thing you're getting rid of unless you're my cousin, your commenter guy MVMT earlier, who really loves his Isaiah Pacheco. Um, yeah, 10. That's basically 103 in 2 seconds for Puka. You want to put third round values to White and Pacheco, whatever. It's first and some garbage for Puka. I'm taking that all day. That's what you want. You want to buy low on this guy right now. Puka for Alec Pearson, the 204, all day. Sign me up. Don't even care if that's a super flex, 1 QB. For the record, it's 1 QB, 6-point passing touchdown. Puka for Drake London. I love Drake London too. Got my Falcons jersey on. This is Bijan though, but I love Puka more. Like I was saying earlier, I think Puka's a whole tier above him. Obviously, total like worst case scenario, like Puka doesn't play anymore and he's out of the league, and you look like a genius for getting Drake London. But do we really believe that? This guy is just likes drinking, just an alcoholic. Not to downplay alcohol, but alcoholism, but this guy lives in LA, man. He got to lock in to get that contract, get that money. He's going on podcast saying he can't afford a home. Come on, man. you He's gonna lock in. Those are my tea leaves that I'm reading. Puka Achan for Malik Neighbors, Fannin, and CJ Stroud. No. No. Malik Neighbors coming off that ACL. CJ Stroud, we already talked about him. I like Carol Fannin, but Achan and Puka? Nah. Puka, Saquon. Oh, these are going into yesterday, but still with the news. Puka, Saquon, 2028 second, and the 302 for Marion Hampton. Travion Henderson, 2027 first, 2028 first, and the third. I kind of hate trades like these when there's too many things moving all together. I'd rather just like separate all the assets and try to sell to the highest bidders type stuff that I do. So I'd sell Saquon by himself and see what guy's gonna give me the most, and then sell Puka by himself and see what guy's gonna give me the most. Usually it's not from the same person in a bundle like this, even if but it seems like this guy wants to go into a hard rebuild. Give up his stars in Puka and Barkley. Barkley's on the older side. Puka is pretty old, actually. He came into the league like at 24, I believe, or 23, 24. One of those four-year receivers. But this guy gets back Omari Hampton, Travion Henderson's, both rookies from last year, young bloods and running backs, and 2027 first. 2028 first. It looks like he's trying to strip it down and get a reset going on there. But that 2027 first sounds really good. Everyone's talking about the 2027 draft. It looks pretty top heavy. It doesn't look like it's gonna go sink into the back end of the first, not going into the second like that. So this guy is gonna, if that's the guy's pick, then he's gonna be having Puka and Barkley. So yeah, he's a late round pick for sure, late round first for sure. So it's not looking super good for the rebuild either. So yeah, what I would do here was probably sell Barkley to this guy and I would take like Hampton and a first, Hampton and that 2027 first from this guy, something like that. And then try to sell Puka to someone else, someone who can give me something better than a Travion Henderson and a first. That's how I'm splitting up in my head. Don't really care about the seconds or thirds included. Um, that's what I would do. So, but looks like that guy's stripping it down. Not a horrible trade, but feel like you can get more. Puka for Caleb and 2027 first. I think I'm sticking with Puka here. Even Superflex League, 12 teams. Caleb Williams does not wow me. They just don't throw enough. Maybe they will now. No DJ Moore anymore. Maybe, but nah, I still love Puka. Neighbors, Puka, Malik 4, Malik Neighbors, Trey Tucker 310. I'm taking that. Puka might have his things on him, but Malik Neighbors is a guy coming back from injury. Those guys usually ACLs. People usually don't. Players don't recover that first year too well. So Malik Neighbors might have a whole another bad year ahead of him. And that's usually when I buy. I like to buy those injured guys the year afterwards or in the middle of the season when they're producing poorly. That's my favorite thing to do. But yeah, Malik Neighbors 310, Trey Tucker for Puka. That's a buy low to me. Puka for right here, 3 2027 first, 2 2027 seconds, and the 109. So that's 4 first and 2 seconds. That was yesterday. Doesn't seem like this guy saw the news yet. Very head scratching, literally. But that's what you sell Puka for. That's those Godfather offers I was talking about. 108, 106, and Christian Watson for Puka. Not horrible to get out on Puka, especially if you're scared, but I don't love Christian Watson that much. And then the 106 to 108 in a Superflex league. Denzel Boston, Sadiq, Ty Simpson if you need a quarterback, Omar Cooper, Jadarian Price. What's that to 110? Those are the guys in that area. Um, if you need a running back and a tight end, I guess, and you're really scared of Puka, that's a good flip. But I think I'd rather just take Puka. Jalen Hurts. Chris Olave and the 102 for Puka. I'm trading that. Chris Olave looks pretty good. Looks good on paper and everything, but people were trading him for thirds last year, seconds and thirds last year. Especially he had the whole retirement thing on him. To be fair, but he's pretty good last year. But I'd still give up the 102 and Puka. Sorry, the 102 and Olave, 102 with Mendoza or Carnell Tate. I'd give that up for Puka. Puka's scoring way more. Alright, recording looked good. I went on for 20 minutes though, so I'm going to try to pick this next part up a little bit. For those people with horrible attention spans, don't want to keep putting you guys through hourly videos all the time. I'm going on FFPC now. Those are orphan teams. I just hear all the podcasters always promoting this. Hopefully they promote me one day. That'd be tight. But you just buy orphan teams. People put them up. People orphan their teams, and this site, they never have a league go under, I believe is their catchphrase. The league will stay, because they always orphan everybody out, or orphan everyone out, orphan all the teams out. So the whole thing with this is they orphan a team out and say it's like $100 buy-in, and they'll charge you for less than 100. Essentially, they'll take some off of it. So this first team is horrible. That I actually have to read all this now. Earlier when I did this segment, it was a lot easier just pointing my mouse on top of it, screen shared and everything. But uh, we roll. Let's see. So it's $100 standard league. So it's one QB, and you could buy it for $29 instead of the whole full 100. This team has Baker Mayfield, so one QB. Baker Mayfield, Penix, running backs Harvey, Corum, Hubbard, Dylan Sampson, Rashid White, and Chris Rodriguez. Wide receivers Waddle, Adunze, Downs, Trey Tucker, Torrey Horton. Tight end Goddard, kicker Boswell, defense Carolina. So I believe all their leagues have kickers and defense. I still did not look this up. And I want to say 10 teams, but I don't know either. I didn't do the most research. And this guy looks like he has most of his picks. He's just missing his second round pick, so he has 104. He's in the 4 slot. 104, 304, 404, 504, 604, 704, and all of the picks for 2027. So this team's not that bad for a 1 QB. You just need Baker Mayfield. Um, since it's a 1 QB, I'm dropping Penix as soon as he loses that job. In 1 QB leagues, it's not really the best to be holding. Kind of feels like a waste of a roster spot. And there's other quarterbacks typically on the board unless everyone's QB hoarding, which might be if it is like that, then that sucks. That your backup QB is a backup QB in real life, and you can't do nothing about it. RJ Harvey, I like RJ Harvey. Like Corum, Hubbard. Hopefully Hubbard takes over. Dylan Sampson here. I was talking about Dylan Sampson yesterday, but I was thinking about it again, and they're just gonna show him that pass catching role, and he should be doing a lot better in that role rather than the workhorse role that he was trying to take over last year. So that might be better for him when what's his name, Judkins comes back. She White's in Washington now, so that might be good for him. Pass catching role, PPR leagues broken. Waddle, you guys know I like Waddle. Adunze, I'd probably get rid of Adunze. See if you could sell high on him. He's not like a horrible team. It sucks because you can't like open these up and see the entire league, to see what you're comparing it to. At least I don't believe you can. But this isn't a bad team to buy. 29 bucks. So what's that? 29% of the whole 100, obviously. If I were to take over this team, Penix buy. Hubbard. I'm either selling Hubbard or waiting for a good game with Hubbard and selling him, or I'm going to go get Jonathan Brooks right now. I was looking up Brooks earlier when I first recorded this, but I'm pretty sure he is going for around like a second value, which is surprising to me. I thought he'd fall down thirds, fourths, or not fourths, but third round picks, but it looked like Jonathan Brooks for Woody Marks, I would do that. Yeah, it looks like Jonathan Brooks for the 212, 207, 208. So it looks like background second is what he's going for. I'd do that. I would take that gamble on him. He sat the whole season out last year. He looks he should be super healthy, super rejuvenated. And I like Hubbard too, but he got paid and he still lost his role, or he still got his chain snatched by Dowdle. So they're not opposed to to riding the hot hand or whatever. Even though I think they'd be a good 1-2 punch, Hubbard and Jonathan Brooks, if they do it like that. I really did like Torrey Horton last year until he got injured, obviously. But I drafted him in a few leagues. He should be good. Coming back. He's really good at just has a nose for the touchdown, for the end zone, I mean. So yeah, Dunze I would move, and 104, your running backs are all like middling running backs, but you could make a push with this team. I think it's possible. You could trade a Dunze for, you could bundle up like a Dunze in your third or something, or even if you do a Dunze in a first, you can get a good running back. And let's see, try to do this a little faster than I was doing earlier. Probably look at 2 or 3 teams. Let's see, Dunze. What kind of running back can you get for a Dunze? People are trading a Dunze for a 2027 first. If you're not looking to compete this year, that's easily what I would do. Even though he's young, I'd rather get that re-roll in 2027. Get drafted by a GM or a coach that wants me, doesn't want Luther Burden, isn't thinking about Luther Burden all the time. This guy put Roma Dunze and a 106 for CD Lamb. Roma Dunze for the 105. May just take that re-roll. That CD Lamb one, obviously CD Lamb. Not seeing much running back, so that didn't really work. Something like that. That's not a horrible team to get. Yeah, I'd love to maybe buy a team and just strip it down or try to work on it, whichever way I could. Another thing I'd like to do is, and then just like make a series out of it, maybe make you guys take you guys along, maybe start a new league, new Dynasty league, maybe with some random, so I don't have all the connections already to like my friends, my cousins, my family already. I have that schmoozing and stuff already built in, and see what I could do. Take you guys along with that. That'd be pretty cool. All right, let's look at this one. This is a Superflex Dynasty. Quarterbacks are Stafford. $20. It's $100 buy-in, but you could buy it for 20. This is the sales price. Got Stafford here. Stafford, McCarthy, Shador, and Rodgers. Henderson, Dowdle, Stevenson for running backs. A.J. Brown, Jawan Jennings, Tyreek Hill. Dang. Jalen Higgins, Debo, Cup. I got 3 free agents on your team. That's rough. That's probably why this guy left. Travis Kelce. This guy definitely left before Travis Kelce re-signed or got extended. Fairbairn and Denver D. That's a good defense. Looks like this guy landed in the 3 slot, third worst team that year. 103, 303, 308, 403, 503, 603, 703, and all picks in 2027. This team, and you could kind of go either way. Nah, I'd probably just strip this team down, honestly, with Jawan Jennings and Tyreek Hill and Debo, all free agents. Obviously, they're all going to sign somewhere. But it's not looking too good right now. He could just get ahead of it, move off Stafford. Might have to wait a little bit. May wait till Puka's back in camp to sell Stafford. But Stafford's a good sell. Actually, first I would, if I could trade McCarthy to the Kyler Murray owner and just try to work with him and just say, and just talk to that owner and be like, Kyler Murray's going to be the Vikings quarterback for 1 year. He's not staying here. McCarthy's going to be the guy the year after, and try to make them hold this dead weight of an asset. Superflex, you can't get rid of your backup quarterbacks like that, especially someone as young as McCarthy. You can't just drop him to the waivers. Everyone's going to snatch him up real quick, even though no one's going to trade for him. It's just how Dynasty goes. QB hoarders. But if you can't do something like that, then I would strip this down. Shador Sanders gets named the starter. I might just trade him. Just take what you can get. They're QB carousel over there in Cleveland, and maybe Shador is the one that stands out and becomes the guy. Give me my profit. I'm walking away. Let me get my sale in. I'm out. Aaron Rodgers right here. As soon as he signs back with Pittsburgh, you look at all your teams, all the teams in your league. You look at someone who needs a depth quarterback. Take them. Give me a good young player, like not like good. young player, but like a younger player, or you just give me draft picks, it's fine. I'll take a third and walk away. You know, if you can wiggle a second out of somebody, a late second or something out of Rodgers, it's beauty. That is the super flex game. Highly inflated QBs, but I'm getting rid of him. Jawan Jennings signed somewhere. I'm trading him. If he signs to the Niners, I'm trading him because they're just too crowded over there now. He's just going to be a possession receiver. If he signs somewhere else, he's good enough to where he probably has a few good games where you could try to sell him high that way. Tyreek Hill, I'm selling him. Hopefully he signs with like Chiefs or something, and you just sell him. You just sell him ASAP. Don't let him touch the field yet. Don't let him get any more controversies. He's gone. Jalen Higgins, I really like him. I like him opposite of Nico Collins. He was doing pretty good at times last year. You just need Stroud. Stroud, lock in, please. Don't do the podcast unless you hop on with me. That'd be tight. I'll buy your jersey. It's cool. All is forgiven. Debo. Debo's good still. He was doing pretty good last year. Should probably just go back to Washington, but I feel like you should sell him. You know, how many years that guy got left? The guy's wear and tear everywhere, man. The guy loves getting the ball, loves getting hit. Oof, that's rough. Cooper Kupp, he had a pretty good Super Bowl, man. So if you can get anything from him, that's what you gotta do. AJ Brown, I would trade him. Try to get a young guy, even young guy in a pick. You give me like Devontae Smith, same exact team. You give me something like that, and like a second, you can wiggle your way for a first with Devontae Smith. That'd be tight. Probably can't. Let's see, AJ Brown. I'm gonna just look up what he's going for right now. And this is a super flex league, yes. AJ Brown, CD Lamb. AJ Brown, CD Lamb, and a 303 for 2027 first and BTJ. Yeah, right. Why would you do that trade? I don't care if BTJ comes out of the cuts looking freaking amazing this next year. CD Lamb, AJ Brown for BTJ and a first is crazy. And that's not enough. You got to add the 303 on there. That's crazy. AJ Brown. There's no clean ones. AJ Brown, Mason Taylor, 103, and a 2027 fourth. I'd probably do that. You had a reroll. You got to get off your old asset. Just especially if he stays on Philly, it's not looking too good. He's unhappy there. Makes all the vibes bad. Reading his book on the sideline. AJ Brown for a 2027 first. You can get a first out of him. Ooh, AJ Brown for Brooks and a 203. Jonathan Brooks. That's pretty good. Yeah, you can make something out of AJ Brown easily. That's probably what I would do. I'd probably just strip this down and just work into it. Even Henderson, all the hype, looked really good last year in spurts. I would trade Henderson and Stevenson away in a heartbeat. Put them both together, bundle them up later. You know, uh, sometimes having both you have the whole backfield, but is that really better? Then you're just like, who should I play? Who should I play? It's a headache. Headache, and you usually always pick wrong, even though it's a 50-50 chance. Doesn't even matter. Rico Dowdle, you could sell him to the Jalen Warren owner, but he should eat. He should be the good primary guy, the big bruiser dude. Kelsey, you trade Kelsey, but he did sign a 3-year extension, so he might be there for a minute. That's what I would do with this team. Strip it down. Maybe I just want to strip all the teams down, and building from the ground up. That just has such a feel to it. It's what you just want to do. I'm going to scroll down to a random expensive team. That's what I did earlier. Hopefully I don't land on the same one so I can get some new talking in here. New points in here. Come on, give me like $100 one. $100. 159. So this should be a good team in theory because this is a $250 buy-in league and you're paying 159, so you're paying over half to get in. Standard league. So you got Mahomes and Tyler Shuck. That's how you pronounce it, by the way. Chuck gives no. Kyron Williams, Aaron Jones, David Montgomery, Alvin Kamara, and Tajay Spears, AJ Brown, Jalen Waddle, McLaurin, Jason Myers, Jacoby Myers, and McMillan. Jalen McMillan, who I was talking about earlier, Brandon Strange, Kobe Parkinson, Butker, kicker, and Green Bay defense. 106, 109, 208, 308, 406, 409, 606, and all 2027 first, or all 2027 picks. This team is built. This team is ready to compete. It looks like they were in the 6th slot, so they were, if it was a 10-man league, they made it, and they probably got booted. Maybe they got knocked out from the Derrick Henry team or something like that, very first week of playoffs. This looks like a contender. This looks like a team that should have won. A.J. Brown, Waddle, Kyron Williams was having a good time during that. Montgomery was probably being bad. Aaron Jones wasn't good. Yeah. This looks like a team that you make 1 or 2 moves or just make some draft picks and you'll be fine. That looks like an easy team. That's probably why, or that is why it costs so much just to get into this one, even out of the 250 discount at 159. But nothing much from that one for me. It's already built. I think something like that would be pretty fun series to follow around. Take you guys with me, seeing it how it is. Maybe you don't have the time, or you don't have the effort, maybe you don't have the funds to be, buying and getting into more and more fantasy leagues, but you really like it, so hey, you can live vicariously through me. It's cool. Take y'all with me. But I think that'll be all for today. Hopefully this is shorter when I put it all together than my last video. And we'll just keep working, keep grinding. One punch, one step, one round at a time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Peace.